Look at that. We're out of our minds. Out of our minds. So good. Welcome in. It is the ATB show at the buzzer with Adam, Timmy, and Billy. We're getting there. Apparently, the logo has been completed by our dream marketing team. Yeah,
Ooh.
If you can believe that. We have the logos coming, so you can get shirts and braziers for your friends, which is exciting. We'll have some merch eventually. Above and beyond that, if you enjoy the show, please share with your friends. I heard our crack marketing squad also got a link tree. Oh. So now all the websites that you haven't visited that have to do with us will be in one place. Isn't that great?
Nice.
Dude, it's like you do marketing for a living.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy town. Anyway, welcome into ATB at the buzzer. Lots on the plate this week. We've got Haas racing. I'm sure Rubber Shoes at some point is going to bring up the fact that we're discussing the weird world of wrestling. There was some great fisticuffs and grappling. If you're into UFC over the weekend.
Oh yeah,
as well.
I watched that.
Of course he did. Well, you know what? And I didn't get into that per se, but I definitely watched the Rough and Rowdy.
Brady was there.
Oh, I heard about the Rough and Rowdy.
Rough and Rowdy is so awful you can't look away, and Portnoy makes it so easy to get into for $19.99. How can you not look away? Yeah. It's so amazing. Anyway, so so we've got that, and we did call Uncle Chad, so we'll have some voice work coming. We're getting there. Did. See, we figured we'd let the listeners and the viewers grow with us.
So on the Rough and Ready, is it boxing,
by the way,
MMA, or what?
There are.
Oh my God! I just went to the homepage. What is wrong with this thing?
Yeah,
are you serious?
Remember, Rubber Shoes. Remember when we would go to the Golden Gloves with your dad, my dad, like all of our your family, my family, always going to the Golden Gloves in Lowell, beautiful downtown Lowell, salt of the earth, the extra salt of the earth. Picture the worst set of ring girls from that marching around.
Okay.
It's just everybody. Well, go ahead, Adam.
I'm beside myself. We need to share the screen on this. Can we share the screen on this?
I can help you do this. Hang on.
Please share the screen.
Yeah, go.
Can I do it, or are you doing it?
No, you can do it. I gave you a screen share. You should.
Okay, here we go. Look at this. Look at the picture.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at the picture on the right. The guy holds the microphone to her ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The girl twerking.
Oh my God.
That's the chick that fell down. That's right. Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say that I watched that with Aiden, my 16-year-old son. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We were bonding. Yeah. It's a lot going on.
All right. I'm stopping. All right.
Yeah. We never know when people are going to view or listen to this. On that, we never know when they're about to have their next meal. And for those of you that were about to have your next meal, we apologize.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. Any of the ounces or pounds lost this week, you can thank us for that.
How much money do you make up there? Because you're spending $20 on something like that. What is going on?
$20 for Rough and Rowdy is a bargain.
And how do you watch it? Is it on the web or is it on Roku?
Well, yeah, they haven't made it real user friendly. Like I want it to be on
I'm
Roku.
Surprised. I'm shocked.
The funny thing is, so typically it's $20. So it's not that, it's really not that much when you think about the value that you're getting, the high qual entertainment that's coming your way. That being said, they'll do a teaser on their YouTube page. And then it will shut off, but you'll get a couple of low quality, high quality fisticuff matches. And then all of a sudden, like mid round, they just decide we're cutting the feed here.
And you're like, oh, I got to see the rest of this fight.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm in. It just swoops over, but they're like, they cut it off. And
so you're watching it on YouTube?
You can watch the pre-fight on YouTube. So they were doing their whole teaser on YouTube, and then ultimately you go to R&R, you go to the Rough and Rowdy site and you click that. The crappy thing is, although you can do it now, like if you have, depending on what TV you have, if you have AirPlay baked into it, like the Samsungs do. Now the TCL models have AirPlay baked in. You just zap it from your MacBook Pro up to the TV. Because Janina walked out, she's like, "What are you watching?
What is happening?"
Oh yeah, and I don't even know what I'm allowed to say. Vertically challenged little people.
Yeah, there's not a word you can use.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, so
shorter than average.
They've got the short people fighting, the tall people fighting, the fat people fighting, the ugly people fighting. picture a tailgate at picture a tailgate like 30 years ago at the old Schaefer Stadium.
Oh, geez.
That's it's
what are we
stuff.
serving at the Lindsay household during Rough and Rowdy for snacks and beverages?
Aiden's snack of choice is right now he's super into Funyuns. He actually told the Easter Bunny that he did not want chocolate. He wanted just snacks.
Just snacks.
Yeah, he thinks snacks are going to be better for his lacrosse future than chocolate.
Probably. That's probably true.
So he's going savory instead of sweet. Yeah. Francis, on the other hand, with his diabetes, so that he completely ignores. Yeah, he's just eating everything. It doesn't really matter. So, but he had no use. We kept inviting him out to watch it, and he would not really hang with us. So,
what are you doing? Are you doing sushi these days? Like, I don't even know where that falls right now.
While I'm watching that?
Yes. Yeah.
There's no consumption of anything.
Okay. Yeah. You got to leave room for your mouth to be agape.
I'm tucked under the blanket, just hoping for the end. That's all. Just get me to the end. Anyway, we gave way too much time to that segment.
Yeah, we did. That wasn't even on the agenda.
Nobody watched UFC other than me.
I did not. Go ahead.
No, I didn't watch it.
Tell me less about it.
A guy snapped his leg on the first kick he threw on the main card. Like snapped it right at the shin. And he didn't even realize it until he went to stand on it. And then it just folded over, and then you see the pain in his face. But he didn't even realize there was no pain when it broke.
So he kicked.
It was unbelievable.
It snaps. Can you tell it snapped after he kicked?
Oh, yeah.
And then he places his foot on the apron, and he Joe Theismann's, and I trust he collapses into a pile.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It was...
No, thank you.
Nasty.
That's bananas.
Yeah. I'd rather watch that girl twerk when she fell in the hand. To me, that's
especially since they mic it for sound.
I've seen that video a bunch of times. She played that off so well.
Yeah. Well, I guess what's troubling, what's the old Chris Rock? I did my job as a father. I kept her off the pole. If my daughter's initial instinct is, well, I tripped in the heels, I'll just twerk it out. Like that was her next natural instinct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Should I be concerned that Chris Rock bit has come up twice already this week in my life? And I have daughters, so I should be concerned. Somebody's trying to tell me something.
Yeah. Yep. Oh boy. Yep. It's unbelievable.
So who won the UFC fight? Rubber shoes.
So that fight was
obviously not the guy who broke his shin.
That was Chris Weidman versus Uriah Hall. So Uriah Hall won. Chris Weidman, who's a veteran of the UFC, great guy, a lot of respect by everyone. And like first kick, it was the first kick thrown in the fight. Like they just circled, he threw the kick, snap. It was unbelievable. Wow. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
And
now go ahead, Tim.
That was the top of the card?
No, that was one of the undercard fights.
Okay.
I saw highlights of the fight. I didn't actually watch the fight itself, and I don't care enough to find out who won. So I'm glad you did. But they were packed in like sardines in the stadium. Not a COVID mask in sight. And Brady sitting ringside.
I think like 14,000 people in there, I believe.
Yeah,
somewhere around that.
What could go wrong?
Well, if you saw the
it's starting to happen.
The Zurich Open over the weekend in Louisiana, no masks, zero masks across.
Yeah, I saw the NASCAR race at Talladega. There was 35,000 or 35% capacity, not a mask to be seen.
Wow.
35% in a NASCAR race is 400,000.
yeah,
right.
Especially that track's huge.
It is enormous. It's enormous.
So it seems like down south they're saying
I'm kind of surprised. I'm not really surprised by that. I have to say.
Yeah, they're like, we're good.
So I'm guessing next year this time Massachusetts will lift the ban on masks.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm in New Hampshire. It was lifted by Sununu. We're still in
for outside or inside too.
No,
everywhere.
Outside. Places of business. It's still encouraged indoors. I mean, I actually, off the top of my head, I don't know what like the legal requirements are for indoors.
It's up to every city. Every city in town can enforce it or be like, okay, we're not.
That's New Hampshire or Mass?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So and
Wow.
and for the most part, I would say most of the cities in New Hampshire have kept it going.
Yeah,
think,
I know Nashua because it's right on the border to me, so I go up there a lot. So they're still the way it was before Sunil came out.
my office, when I got here every morning, I had to do, not had to because I was here before everybody else, but like I have one of those guns at home. So I was scanning myself in the morning and I would just double check when I got here, which was always the same, except like during the bleak winter. What do you think my forehead's going to read after I get in the building?
Right.
I just walked a quarter mile across the parking lot. Like, oh, he's a lizard. Like, like you look great, Tim. Thanks. So we had to fill out that sheet. That we've gotten rid of that. So there's no temperature check anymore, but we're still requiring masks, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I put one on to get in here, and I'm in my office all day yelling at people.
Well, yeah. Once you're in your office, you don't need the mask, right?
Nope. So
Are you guys at full capacity?
With everyone in the building.
Yeah.
Well, that's obviously with all of our agents. It's sort of like whether they want to be here or not.
True.
And this week's super light. This is always so disheartening. So obviously we have like the lights in the hallway that trigger.
Oh yeah.
On motion. So I get in here like in the morning, and it's like 9:15, and all of a sudden I hear, and I look out and it's like the hallway's black because I've got like, I've got I've got a glass wall leading to the hallway, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's so scary. And I'm always thinking, I'm like, is somebody out there looking in at me? Then I have to remind myself because that clown that Rubber Shoes showed me before we went on,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I have to remind myself if somebody were in the hallway, the light would turn back on, which is even more frightening because maybe they're going to want, like, is the light going to come back on? There's a body there. Like, I don't know what to think. Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of sounds like it feels like when you were doing nights at WERC.
Same thing. Same.
Yeah. Except I don't think they had those automatic lights then. I think it was just pitch black.
Well, we weren't worried about our safety. We had the back door pinned open for ping next door. Yeah. I got number 22 coming over. Yeah. Always. General Tso's chicken. Yes.
But my favorite thing, when I first met you and you were, showing me the ropes at the radio station was, but I have to set the mood. So I'm going to put a candle over here and a candle over here. And like,
did I?
Yes. And I'm like, what is happening with this man? He wants candles everywhere in his studio.
Yeah. Did I ask you to get undressed? What was going on?
No, well, thankfully that didn't happen. But I think that was your religious background why you didn't ask me to get undressed.
Those are the Dugan years. Yeah.
The Dugan.
It's the No Pants Show. Oh my God. All right. So we got to get into the draft, which I'm so excited for all the wrong reasons for the NFL draft. We've also got to cover the hosses because we've got that coming up this weekend, which is pretty cool. I did review the horses, but now Rubber Shoes is telling me that the whole lineup has changed. So we'll have to run through those names, and I guess I'll just pick my favorite flavors. And then above and beyond that, the Celtics. What in the front door? So let's start there and we'll backtrack and we'll go horses, then we'll go football, and then we'll go home. What's going on? Like we jinxed it. We talked about how good they were playing.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know, like apathetic or helping.
Well, they can't play an early day game. That's for sure.
That's true.
That game yesterday was atrocious.
Painful.
Yeah. Unreal.
I don't know. I think, first of all, you got to say, and this is the way the NBA is now, but from day in and day out, you barely know what the freaking roster is going to be. So, this guy's sitting, that guy's sitting. JB's been out for a while. JT was out for a game or two. It's like, you can't keep track of it, which drives me nuts because how do you develop any sort of chemistry on a team if this guy is in and out every other game?
Yeah. It seems like most of the teams they're like, okay, we're just going to rest players till we get to the playoffs. We're good where we are right now. But the Celtics are they're barely in the playoffs. They're right on the brink of going to the play-in game.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's painful too, because it's like, okay, if you're on the brink of the play-in game, you should be busting your hump to be a 4 seed at least.
Right.
You're not that far off from it. So let's make it happen. But they don't seem to really give a crap at all. But the other thing is, I think a lot of not enough attention was paid last year to when, was it last year or was it this year? I can't even remember when Tatum got COVID. Was that this year? the years are just blurring together with
Yeah,
me.
No, that was last season. Was that?
Oh,
No,
okay.
I think because they were in the bubble last year.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So it was this year. Yeah. So Tatum got it, and then Fournier has it now, or did have it. Now he's out of the protocols or whatever. I think there's something to be said about that. I really do think it affects the guys that are playing. You know, they come back after 14 days. They don't have symptoms anymore, but you hear all the time about how people have symptoms long after.
Yep.
Yeah. The long haulers, so to speak. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if you find out that these guys are gassed because they had COVID or,
Yeah. So right now they're tied with Miami, which they're in the 6th and 7th spot right now. So they're tied for the play-in game, pretty much.
Oh
God. Yeah, that's not going to be.
Painful.
Well, do they get through? Like, how far would they get in the East? Right. Like, I think they have a better chance of beating the Bucks than they do Miami.
Oh, then they do Miami, you think?
Honestly, yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
So if the playoffs were to start today, they would be playing Philly in the first round.
That would be a tough draw, I gotta say.
Well, because Ben Simmons is upset about last time, first of all, right? Like that
and Embiid is out of his mind. So
Yep.
I don't know. It'll be a tough. I think it's a tough go in the East, no matter what. But the Celtics just haven't built a team that can compete in either the East or the West. Let's be real. I mean, even if they made it out of the East, they'd be in rough shape trying to go up against the West's best. So I think the Celtics are a player or two still away. To be honest with you, I mean, I hope that's not the case. I would love to see them run the table this season, but
well, and what's horrifying is for them to get that player, somebody's leaving. And I always hate that part of the conversation. That's where I turn into like a 13-year-old fan. Like,
I know, me too.
I don't want Jim Rice to die. He's not dead. Yeah. It feels like he is, I want the team to stay together and get somebody. That's not how the math works. And I just don't know who the right piece is, because it's one of the two that we definitely don't want to lose. But
I don't see how they get better by losing one of them. Like bringing in, like if they bring in Bradley Beal and lose Jaylen Brown, how much better did you get?
Right.
They need to add someone to Brown and Tatum. You
have to bring somebody in through free agency and pay him. Yeah.
Who would that be though? Who's that?
I don't know. There's nobody that's would be willing to come to Boston, I don't think, let alone accessible.
Is somebody attracted enough to the group that we have on the floor, to the phenomenal weather, to the lack of perceived racism, right? Like all the things. And these are not things that I necessarily agree with, and easy for me to say, old white Irish Catholic kid. But like in the grand scheme of things, that most of the professional players no, I want 72 degrees to be a cold day. I want to be able to wear flip-flops to practice every day. I want more of a lifestyle and more of a city. And I think we have a great city, but at the same time, I think that's not the story that's being told amongst the free agents, right?
Well, you have a great city because you grew up around it, right? I mean, sure. If I have the choice between Boston and New York, and I grew up in, Texas, I'm going to pick New York every time. Right.
Sure.
Right.
So, it's, I mean, I hate to say that. I love Boston. I would pick Boston every time myself, but that I think that's the mentality of most players at this point. You're either picking LA or New York. That's what you want to do. And so you could be the Nets, you can be the Knicks who are on a tear. So you have your pick at this point, and Boston is sort of like just below Milwaukee for where players want to go,
Shamil, Shamazo, Hassan. Well, that's the thing too. And if you're having, to your point before, if you're a 4-star recruit in any part of the country and you're remotely Catholic, are you going to play football at Notre Dame or Boston College? Like, it's just a no-brainer, right? They have their work, we know, right? And so above and beyond that, if you've got no other reason to be drawn to Boston, you're looking at every other city. And now, as we were talking about before, all you need to be is that prime mover, and you could start a landslide of talent to any city.
Right.
Like you're like, they made Oklahoma City a destination. Like you have to remind yourself of that. They got rid of the Sonics, moved there, and then everybody joined them. Like what just happened? So I don't know what that's going to look like. I fear that they're waiting for the draft, and I just don't know if we're gonna like. When's the last time we had a good draft? When's the last time our ping pong ball came out and it worked?
Well, I mean, let's be real. I mean, we had Tatum and Brown were both
right. They
number 3 picks.
But they had the number 1 pick and traded it to Philly
for Markel folks.
When they got Tatum.
Yeah. Well, we got the better end of that stick, I have to say. So,
yes.
you know,
Danny knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you're right, though, Timmy. I mean, you know, who are you? The only reason Hayward came here was because of Brad, right?
Yes. Yep.
And even though that was a bust, he was, you know, an all-star when he came here, and then he had all those injuries.
I was thinking about that the other day. The poor bastard goes up for, what was it? Like, it was seconds into the first quarter.
Oh, yeah. It was like the first or second play of the game. Yeah.
Snap.
I know.
Snap.
Oh, maybe he'll show up on a UFC card at some point.
Yeah.
You never know. And you know what? If he breaks another ankle and he falls to the apron, just twerk, baby. Just twerk. You'll get through it. Shake that ass. Oh, my goodness. All right. So, horses, rubber shoes. Do you have the card for this Saturday? And who's making mint juleps? Let's talk about that.
Oh,
mint juleps.
I've never had one.
Me neither. I've never had one either.
Never tried to make it.
In my immense boredom during quarantine, I decided that I was just going to keep stopping at the liquor store. So like we have everything. So I'll ask my in-laws, do you want, like, I'll send Francis downstairs, like go see if Nanny and Poppy want a cocktail. And they will invariably, this is why I started to send him, because I don't want to go ask, because they'll be like, what do you have? Everything. Like the stuff that I guarantee I'm never going to open. Right. Yeah, mint juleps, just mint and simple sugar, or simple syrup, and then typically bourbon.
So mint julep, but what's your go-to if you're gonna make something for yourself?
Oh, right now, you know what I fell in love with last year? I think I told you guys this. It's called the azalea.
No, I didn't.
So so God bless TikTok. I've got an account for voyeuristic reasons. I just watch all the stories because they're so funny. And this one guy, his name is Johnny Drinks. He's got to be out of Jersey. I think he owns a restaurant. If you look up Johnny Drinks,
okay.
And he absolutely it's his kid running his account basically. And the kid just keeps walking up. Dad, what are we doing? What are you making? And this one video starts. If you go to his account, Johnny Drinks, and go back to like last November.
Okay.
It was last November when it was help me, the Masters in the fall, because they had to delay it, right?
Oh yeah.
And he's sitting on this huge couch, huge man town downstairs, and he's like, he goes, I'm watching the Masters and drinking an azalea. And his son's like, what's an azalea? He's like, well, I'll show you. So he walks over and he starts whipping together this drink, and I'm gonna get it wrong, but I'll tell you how I make it. It's ultimately lemon juice, and he had Irish gunpowder gin. So he held the bottle up. I'm like, I'll go find that. That must be what I need. I go home and Janita's like, you've got 30 bottles of Hendrix. I'm like, but he held up this bottle. Yeah.
This is the one I need.
This is the one I need. So it's lemon juice, gin. You can make it with vodka, but gin. And I think I'm going to get the last thing wrong. Maybe he threw pineapple in too. Wow. Like I got like a crate of Dole pineapple, you know, the little 8-ounce cans or the 4-ounce cans. Like this crate shows up. Janina's like, what's this? I'm like, pineapple juice. She's like, for what? I'm like, for the war. Like, I don't know. You gotta go buy one can. Like I'm buying a single beer on a Friday, like I'm a roughneck. Like, what are you doing, Bonnie? Get
the 40 ounce.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump back in my pickup truck and drink this on the way home because I love my kids. So yeah, I got a crate of pineapple juice sent to the house.
Honestly, I think at some point ATB needs to do an on location at the Lindsay compound, and let's see what is in the garage of all these packages that just randomly show up from Amazon.
You know what's funny though, and I'll defend myself. I'll try to at least
try.
So yeah, I'm the one that purchases all the dry goods, right? So
okay,
I'll get home tonight, guaranteed. I'm gonna get home tonight, and there's gonna be this stack of boxes on my side of the bed. And I walk in and she just gives me the arm, like she's Vanna White, like, you know, like she's doing a showcase showdown, you know? But then you start to open it. It's cat food. It's Charmin. It's Bounty. It's cat food. It's probably pineapple juice. It's probably more cat food. Like the important things.
How many cats do you have now?
We're at 3 now. We lost
3.
one. We lost one a few months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
We inherited 2, and Ginger at the ripe old age of 17 stepped away from us.
Wow,
So
17.
we brought her in to have her put down, and we were just in with remember Beans?
Yep.
Remember Howard and Robin.
Oh yeah.
So Beans was about a year ago.
Okay.
She was 18.
Wow.
Yeah, and then 18, no, older than that, 19, whatever. And then Ginger. So I brought Ginger in a few months ago, and they're like, "Wow, your last cat was like 18 or 19." I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "How old is she?" And I'm like, 17. They're like, "They live a good long life." I'm like, "Well, they're indoors, right?"
Yeah.
Right.
They're in a controlled environment. They're like hermetically sealed. They've got direct TV, and they're both non-smokers. Like,
Oh well, hey.
you get more life out of them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that would be my go-to drink is the Azalea for sure.
Azalea. Okay. All right.
Yeah, huge fan. And like if we're just gonna go play golf and I'm getting something afterwards, I do like I'll do Tito's and tonic all day.
Tito's and tonic. All right.
Tito's and tonic, maybe with a splash of cranberry.
What about you, Rubber Shoes? What's your drink?
Crown Royal and Diet Coke.
Oh, all right. Classy. Tim's is
Coke
some
Zero
flowery
at my
juice.
home.
Tim's has 15 juices in it. Rubber Shoes is like, just give me the Crown Royal.
Yeah. Rub a Diet Coke on the top of it. Yeah. I actually, I'll bring it in a couple of weeks. I've got a hat that I just got. Like they do all the additional hats for minor league baseball.
Oh yeah.
And it's the Rochester Red Wings or something. It's like this big red bird, but they have an alternate hat, and it just says rock on it, like ROC, and it's ROC on a coconut with a straw and a cocktail and an umbrella. And I'm like, I don't even know what's happening here. But
I don't care what this is, but I'm getting it.
7 5/8. Ship it. Yep. Oh, yeah. Love it. Janina's just like, well, you don't need another hat. I'm like, I don't need a lot of things, but you know what? It was on sale. Free shipping. That's my mother. Shirley Lindsay. It was free shipping. Free shipping.
You had to get it. If it was free shipping, you have to get it.
How could you not?
You can't not.
How could you not? Free shipping.
$30 I wasn't going to spend, but it was free shipping.
Yep. Think of the money we saved.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rubber Shoes, what do you got for horses for us?
So you want the whole rundown of all the horses?
I do, because I got to pick my 3. Because I remember 2022 at the time that I looked at the list. It's now been condensed to 20, you said?
Yeah, there's only 20 horses in the race.
Yep.
So
I had 3 favorite names.
And they don't do the drawing for the post positions until Wednesday. So they don't have numbers attached to them yet. So the favorite is Essential Quality at 5-2. Yeah, Rock Your World 8-1.
Yep. That's
Highly Motivated 15-1.
Terrible name.
Known Agenda.
They had a deep conversation with the horse, and they found out he or she is highly motivated. I should say. Really? Go ahead.
So you get Known Agenda 12-1. Hot Rod Charlie 6-1.
I like that.
Terrible,
I like that.
I like it. Yeah.
Mandalone 15-1.
Okay.
Helium 50-1.
All right.
King Fury, I believe he's 50-1. I didn't write that one down.
Oh, I like
couldn't
that.
find
King
it.
Fury. He's terrible.
Here's a good one for you. Midnight Bourbon 15-1.
Yeah, and there's another alcohol reference coming up, unless he's out of the lineup.
Medina Spirit 8-1.
Midnight Bourbon.
Super Stock 20-1.
Okay.
Soup and Sandwich 30-1.
Yes, that was
what?
Yes.
Soup and sandwich.
Soup is not a meal, Jerry. Wendy's.
Bourbonic.
Bourbonic.
So like
there it is.
Bourbon, but Bourbonic.
Bourbonic. Yep.
30-1.
Yep.
Dynamic One 30-1. Hidden Stash 50-1.
All right. Oh, I like another 50-1. I like these a lot. I'm getting on DraftKings immediatamente.
Like the King 50-1. Sainthood 50-1. Obesos, I believe he's 50-1 also. Keep Me in Mind and Brooklyn Strong.
Brooklyn Strong. So I swear to God, there was one like Starry Night. I don't know. There's some weird name that was 22 at one point. But there's only 20 horses in the field now. So I can't default to my 22. I think Bourbonic is going to be in the mix. Because you can go, I think you can go in and you can do win, play, show and just reverse all three of them, right? Can't you?
So yeah, it's
You can place three different
you could
bets.
do a trifecta box.
Yep.
So that'll put all three horses in each three positions.
Oh, that's what I'll do. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So soup and sandwich, Bourbonic. And was King Fury horrible?
Yes.
50-1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh,
Are you
boy.
really? Are you going to really place a bet on this?
Yeah. You
Do
know
you
what?
generally bet on it?
No. Well, when we would all go down to Mohegan,
Yeah.
years ago when we go to Mohegan, I'd throw one on just for shites and giggles. But like,
Right.
I have no idea. I have no horse in this race. I have no idea. I have no idea. But
Yeah,
I
me
will do
neither.
it because DraftKings is phenomenal. And where I'm planted in New Hampshire, right? So my friends in Massachusetts, I'm waving to the south, that have to drive up and cross the state line to buy their alcohol and then obviously place their bets, which is
Live free or die, baby.
Yep. I
Pretty
drive
cool.
up to the Pheasant Lane Mall. I'm like, oh wait, I'm in New Hampshire. Let me place a couple bets.
because they
while I'm up here.
geofence you to make sure that you're placing the bet legally, and you can place your bet as long as you're over state lines. Which
That seems logical.
I do believe Charlie Baker is about to change that for Massachusetts.
They have to get on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think Connecticut's going to do it this year too.
So I did at the toward the end of the NFL season, I started betting on all the playoff games. And I bet it on a whole bunch of college stuff and nothing crazy. I'd probably throw $20 on a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't spend more than you would on, say, pineapple juice.
Or a cloud lifter.
Or a cloud lifter.
Juice for everybody. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Listen, honey, I can put $20 on the Green Bay Packers or 36 cans of 8 ounces of pineapple juice. Which do I go for? One has free shipping.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
goodness.
true. It's so true. I'm gonna
So
find a cocktail.
Tim, did you write down your picks? Who you're picking? Did you write them down so we can look at this next week?
I'm gonna go. I'll commit now. Did you say midnight bourbon?
Yep.
Soup and sandwich and bourbonic. I'm doing it there. Done and done. I'm looking up the. You're gonna love the website I just found. Let me get rid of this coupon. Stand by. I'm gonna go here so we can show you this. You're gonna die when you find out the website that I just tracked down for this recipe. See that plain chicken? Just randomly plain chicken. So here's the cocktail.
Azalea, here it is.
There's some snack treats. Yeah, it's phenomenal. And
that looks very fruity.
Yes, it is very fruity. So where are we with the stuff about the thing? Why does it take so long to get there?
I know.
With the stuff about the thing. Oh my God.
Tim's
Is there a recipe somewhere?
Here you go.
Oh, there it is.
1 part lemon juice, 2 parts vodka. See, they said vodka here. I would absolutely go gin though. I don't know. I think it makes a difference. And then the grenadine is what makes it pink.
Got it. Or
what you could do is you could go, this is what I prefer to do. I wouldn't even bother with the lemon juice. I just buy the Paul. I was going to say Paul Simon. It's not him. The Paul Newman. The Paul Newman lemonade.
Oh yeah.
No, Paul Newman makes lemonade. He makes pink lemonade and he makes limeade.
Oh,
which is phenomenal. So I would go.
Does that come in a crate too, or?
No, it's by the carton. We get that when I pick up the groceries. I slip that in with the groceries. So yeah, I would go half and half with the pink lemonade and the regular lemonade, and then do your shot of gin and then the pineapple juice.
All right,
it's legit, and the grenadine's good because it's going to
try.
sweeten it up. But you don't need to. You could use regular lemonade. I don't think you need the lemon juice. I mean, that would be pure.
Right.
But yeah, it's super good, dude. Super good.
I'll give it a try.
Game changer. Love the
I'm going to
cocktails.
bookmark plain chicken from now on too.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? I can't believe that's the first time I've ever found that. Like, yeah. Where does he make all of his drinks from? A poultry website.
Yeah.
It's a long story. The things you learn in jail. All right. Are we? Do you have your picks, Rubber Shoes? Who are you going with?
I do. I'm going with highly motivated to win, and then I'm gonna do a trifecta box with highly motivated, known agenda, and essential quality, who is the favorite. So I'm gonna do a trifecta box with those 3 horses.
Okay. All right. Again, I'm doing soup and sandwich, bourbonic, and midnight bourbon, and I'll figure out a way to lose $100 or something. I'm sure. Because I think if I go in for like all out win on any of them individually, the payoff's much bigger than if you do a trifecta box, correct?
Well, it depends on the say that again.
If I throw all three of those in a trifecta box, that allows them to win, place, show in any order, and I would win some amount of money.
Yep.
If I place individual bets on each Haas to take the whole thing, to win or place or show it,
that's
the
more
money
money.
would be.
Yeah.
It would certainly be
more money in the trifecta.
Okay. All right. What do you got? What do you got, Adam?
I'm going to do King of Fury. Got to do King of Fury. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to go Brooklyn Strong.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm going to do, because Tim made fun of the name, I'm going to go with Highly Motivated.
So bad. So terrible.
Because the name has to say exactly what he's going to do.
I hope he breaks a leg like a UFC fighter.
A lot of broken leg talk tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's rough. It's rough.
The sports world is a rough game, man.
It certainly is. So we're on to the NFL draft. I said earlier, I'm so excited for all the wrong reasons. There's a piece of me that's convinced he's actually going to do something.
It's not going to happen.
And some of the experts that have run the math, they expect that our New England Patriots will be on the clock around 9:30. And I think he'll do something. I don't think he's going to move up. Like if they don't move, they're set to be on the clock at 9:30.
How many times have you stayed up, waited for the pick, and then they trade it, and then you're like, I stayed up for nothing.
Oh yeah, and Janina, God bless her, my transplant wife from Australia. She loves this, right? Because she dorks out on watching where the BC kids go. She dorks out on watching where all the players that came to BC to kick our ass go, right? I mean, we got excited watching what's his name from Louisville, the quarterback from Louisville. I'm drawing a blank now.
Jackson.
Jackson when he got
Lamar
drafted.
Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar, like watching all those kids that we saw play. She super gets into that. And we, like what was it? It was Kyle Duggar last year. Yeah, it was like Bobby Dugan's cousin, Kyle Duggar, like from Schenectady State, Division 12, right? And you're like, what is this? But he's a monster, and I think he's going to be good. But nobody wanted to see that when we knew that we needed a quarterback. And you're like, well, so
he's Division 2 or whatever not Division 2 anymore. It's the
FCS. Football Championship Series. Yeah. So I do have hope that he's going to do something, and not like the standard. I grabbed a tight end from Quinnipiac. I don't think he's going to do that. I want to think we're going to move up, but I feel like in the 11th hour, they've spent their money. They've done all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you could think they have an opportunity to move up, but they're still to go top 10, to go 8, if they're going to go 8 or move up even higher than that to get their hands on Trey Lance, which apparently now he's being talked about for San Francisco. That's a money spend that I don't think they're willing to do. I don't know. And I know they spent a ton of money, $26 million, right? Everywhere else. I just don't know if they're going to do anything on Thursday night that's going to blow us away.
I agree. I don't think they're going to do anything on Thursday. I think he's going to roll the dice with Cam for another season. And I think he's going to pick somebody late in the, in the draft, a quarterback late, and hope that he turns into a Brady or a Garoppolo, well, not Garoppolo at this point, but I mean, when we had him, everybody thought he was the next Brady, right? So
sure. I
think that's the way he's going to go. I would be shocked if he did anything that would surprise any of us, because he's never done anything that surprises us. So
no, it would be, I don't know.
Patriot watching the Patriots draft is like watching paint dry. I mean, it's so boring, because you by the time the first 10 picks are done, we basically know who we're going to pick,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so.
And
I probably won't watch.
I don't think that we necessarily need to do it, but I think the kid that I heard people talk about a few weeks ago that sounds like makes perfect sense is the Zaven Collins kid from Tulsa, the linebacker. Like, because he'll just go defensive, because why not? And I do think he thinks that Cam, given a full year, non-COVID, all the excuses we heard, and I appreciate that Cam will say, that was on me, and he takes all the culpability of it. I just, at the same time, I'd love to see somebody coming in behind him. Like, I want Zach Wilson. That's not going to happen. I'd love for it to be Trey Lance. That's probably not going to happen. Like, dream scenario, here's my maniac dream scenario. He's going to lose his natural mind and give Jonathan Kraft to another team. to take number one away from Jacksonville, right? Because I liked that kid. I didn't. I'm like, God, he looks like one of the Hanson brothers. Like all the reasons you didn't want to like that guy. I like him. Like he didn't do a workout day, or there was a big workout day that he could have done for, I forget what team it was. And he was busy getting married to his high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
I think I like where this kid's head's at already. Just like in the same way that Jeter waited until it was over.
Right.
To and he I guess decided to wait for the commitment of marriage until after he was married to the game. He's solidifying now his relationship with his girl before everything gets crazy and gets out of control. And I love that he put that in front of football. If nothing else in the last 12, 14 months, have we not all learned that family is more important?
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm falling in love with this kid, and I can't even believe I just said that out loud because I wanted to punch him in his face. And I'm not tall enough. I'd need like 10 fingers from Rubber Shoes to do that. He's a big, tall kid. And we're not going to do it. I don't think he's going to Jacksonville. I think he's going to pull the Eli Manning and be like, I'm not going to San Diego. Right?
Yeah. I would agree with you. I would love to see him. I would love to get him, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
No.
And I don't know if you're right or not, if he's not going to go to Jacksonville, but would you want to go to Jacksonville? I wouldn't. I mean,
if my plane was delayed.
Right.
And you found some good street tacos, I'd hang for like 90 minutes tops.
Yeah. I'm not going to play for my career there.
Yeah. What do you think, Rubber Shoes?
So I made a wish list. I know.
Oh, I love all of this. I feel like there's a Funko doll coming in soon. Yeah.
So I have a wish list. I know we all think
I would like
the same
Colonel
thing
Sanders in the 3-pick.
Yeah. Ooh.
Let me get McLovin. You got McLovin there?
So first of all, I'm wearing my number 50 Winovich jersey to celebrate my 50th birthday that I just turned over the weekend.
Yes.
Oh, congratulations!
So I'm in the 50. I'm in the 50 club. So
what do you do? Sorry to stop you, but what do you do to celebrate 50th birthday?
Work at the
I haven't gotten there yet. Oh, you worked. You worked. Okay.
Yeah, I worked 24 hours at the fire station.
Very nice.
I did go down to Patriots Place on Saturday and ate lunch at Davio's.
Oh,
so that was my birthday dinner.
Outdoors or full capacity? What are they at these days?
They were, so we ate inside. Outside was more people were eating outside than inside, but it was still a little early. So it looked like they had every table available.
Okay.
They have dividers up, so I think they're at full capacity inside.
Next time you go, would it kill you to send a picture? I haven't been to Davio's in like 10 years.
Oh. I'll remember next time.
Please,
I know my wife took a picture of what she ate.
All right.
It'll be on our newborn Instagram account soon.
If he can ever get into it.
When he figures out the password.
And also on Friday, I had a new addition to my family. I have a new nephew who was born on my birthday.
That's awesome.
Now you have to share your cake.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, boy.
So
that's great. Congratulations on both fronts.
Yeah, thank you. So I am hoping my number one on the wish list is Trey Lance. Because it would be Trevor Lawrence, but that's not going to happen. This is people that could be in the area where they could trade up or may fall down to them at 15. So Trey Lance number one, Mac Jones and Justin Fields. If they don't go quarterback, I'm thinking cornerback, Patrick Surtain.
Yes.
From Alabama or Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. And then if they don't go that way, I want a big old offensive tackle, either Rashawn Slater from Northwestern or Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech. That's my wish list for the Patriots for the first round.
Love it. That's awesome. Yeah, I love Trey Lance, and I think the weird knock on him is he didn't play a full schedule last year. Like,
when did he play? 2 games?
Yeah.
Can we be honest though? Like, if you look at the collegiate career of Tom Brady and how underutilized he was, like
he split time.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I love that the kid has more battery life in his body, and he has
absolutely
all the nicks.
Well, I think so. I think North Dakota State is playing now. I think they did their season in the spring. So I think that might be why he's like, yeah, I'm not taking any chances right now.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's interesting.
Waiting for Thursday night. Yeah. And I mean, if Justin Fields becomes an opportunity, I would love him too. And to your point, Rubber Shoes, I think that the the Trevor Lawrence dream would be amazing, and it's not happening. But I couldn't get through the show without saying that I would love for him to be here because if he's going to fall, he would fall to the Jets. And who does Belichick hate more than the Jets? Like the only person who hates the Jets more than Belichick is Brady, right? Like I think that would be absolutely phenomenal to just pull off. And yeah, would you have to like sell the farm to make that kind of a move? Sure. And we're all talking about a quarterback that we got in the 6th round, and nobody knew who he was. So I'm excited about whomever he chooses. I'm excited that he probably, when it comes to an offensive pick, he won't be making the pick. He didn't go to Justin Fields Pro Day. They sent all the offensive.
Right.
people.
I don't think he went to. He only went to one. Maybe Mac Jones was the only one. I don't think he went to any of the quarterbacks pro days except for Mac Jones, and that's
he
when
went to hang out with Nick Saban.
Right. And Nick Saban and the head coach of the 49ers.
Shanahan was there.
Shanahan. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'd love for, and this will not happen, but I would love for Hunter Long from Boston College, from Exeter, New Hampshire to Boston College to end up with us. You could argue now that we just loaded up on tight end, so it's not happening. I just need him to go somewhere that I can remotely root for. It's always so difficult. Like if Hunter Long ends up in that green candy Jolly Rancher uniform with the New York Jets, I'm going to jump out of a first floor window. Those are terrible, by the way. Terrible uniforms. I love what teams are doing right now with the matte helmets. Like if you watch the nuance, what Atlanta did with their uniforms last year, their black helmets went to like that matte. And the Vikings have that matte helmet. Like some of these teams are really getting. The Bengals had such a massive. Can we complain about those before we go? The Bengals had such a great opportunity to tweak their whole universe, right? They cleaned up and dialed in and simplified their uniforms, went very Baltimore Colts. Like there's not a lot going on. And they could have taken the Tony Tiger stripes off their helmets. And they didn't even do like an alternate helmet. And I know the NFL's against that, but I think they got to come around on this, especially like Nike's going to be like, no, we want to do 15 helmets for everybody. And they could though, because if they went with the white helmet with black stripes, but then they could peel it off and put a regular stripe with a B on the side. They could have done so many things. And they kept those cockamamie orange and black helmets. They look terrible, by the way.
I just love that this is what you're thinking about.
Oh, it's terrifying.
It's like amazing. It's like I don't think I've thought about for 30 seconds the Bengals uniform.
I get so annoyed when somebody finally tweaks it, and it's so funny. They jabron from the neck up. Like touch the helmet, Barbara. Like fix the helmet, because I'd love for the Patriots to do it. The Flying Elvis brought us much success.
Yes.
At the same time, I love that we went to the Thursday night. What do they call those? The like our official uniform now.
Color
Rush.
Yes.
I love that we went full time to the Color Rush uniforms. I would love to see the Patriots go to single stripe helmet down the center and just throw Pat Patriot on the side.
That would be cool.
Even on the silver helmet, they could do that if they wanted to, and they're not going to because I don't know, because we're busy. Not taking a good quarterback.
I can see spending some time thinking about the Patriots uniform, but I mean the Bengals. Let's be honest.
Well,
what's next? The Browns.
when they have their cockamamie pick, and I don't know what they're going to do to screw up that team. God bless Joe Burrows. When they have their cockamamie pick, I guarantee they're like, so they tweaked the uniforms. You're going to see that cockamamie helmet. You'll be like, he was right. They could have fixed the hat. You didn't fix your hat. They're going to have a chance to get a top pick, and they'll be like, you didn't change your helmets. I got to go elsewhere. I'm going to Jacksonville.
Yes.
I'm
10 in a row next.
Honest to God. Honest to God. All right. I'm hitting a button. I have no idea what we have going on here.
Stop it. Let's hear it.
Stay with me. Hang on. Oh, that works.
All right. Okay.
I like it. All right. We're out of here.
Ride the fader a little bit, Timmy.
So what we're doing? That's personal for a Monday night. Yeah. So we want to remind you, if you enjoyed the show, please share with your friends. We have a link tree now.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're out of control. So that
marketing
will be
team
attached to all the social media. Please join us on YouTube, or if you're listening via podcast, we love that you're doing that too. Share with a friend. It is Adam and Timmy and Billy with ATB at the buzzer, and we'll see you next week. We'll be annoyed by the Bengals helmets. We'll be annoyed by taking a down lineman from North Connecticut State. And maybe maybe I'll get a new shipment of pineapple juice. We just don't know. Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right, boys. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.